I'm starting their stream.
I don't even remember what anyone is playing this tournament.
Well, Tech is Mogroth, but he's using the art he did of Moegroth and Tharsis Chan, which is
Oh,
of
yep,
course
yep.
Tharsis 5. And then we have Relocked running
Grizzly
Gosmal
Gossamer.
and Grizzy, but he's using the same art they did for the playtest. And we still can't see the Myriad art. That's a shame.
Oh yeah, I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Where's the outreach? There's the outreach center. It's a cat tree.
Appropriate for those legions of mutates.
Exactly.
I'm sure Cassandra really appreciates the cat tree.
Probably. I still can't see the Myriad. It's still just a gray block to me. Do you think I'm going to mute myself and go for a walk, get my daily walk in, and then come back and pick up where this is? I'll leave
Sure.
the stream running though, so you all can commentate if you wish, in whatever way you wish. See you all in a bit.
See ya.
I still feel like I have a lot of matches to learn this particular list I'm trying to run. There's a lot of gimmicks.
Yeah, I do feel like your hunter heavy list is interesting, at least.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. It had more success when I remembered to grab the ISB first. Even after giving him one of the ISBs, I could have just taken that. Instead, I took the map tear.
I feel like, did I ask you this before? Why, is there a reason you're not playing any media companies?
Don't have room. In order to make what I'm going for work, I need as many downtown high rises out as possible. And every other slot is taken by actions that I need at some point in the game, or I'm hoping I'll be able to use.
And what have you been using the Statue of Liberty for?
That one is kind of optional. That one probably could go. I agree, but my thought is that if I do need it for say 2 ISBs to like really shake up where the board is looking, or what I can, because I have a UCI, I can use Statue of Liberty, whatever building I need, and then UCI as a second use of that. Um, for instance, like double construction yard to throw up 2 assets, or the utility's there, but it's mostly, since I only have one extra building slot left, I might as well have it be a Statue of Liberty. It
Yeah,
lowers the damage that is on the board at the very least.
yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. It was just like watching your building draft. Like, it just seems rough when it's like you don't have any junk buildings to put in your opponent's back line.
I've found that to be less of an issue so far. Like, I'm sure they'll argue with me about it back and forth. I know that the general consensus is the media companies, and I get there is a point to it. But I've found that focusing on my own side of the board, building wise, and really just getting the entire, like every building where I need it to be, I can move things around whenever I need, and having all of those little niche options with a UCI. Um, I would rather have that than have my opponent pay about 2 to 4 action dice extra, right? Because that's about as many action dice as you're going to force them to spend with the media companies. And sure, 2 to 4 action dice can mean a lot, but it's what you value the other buildings at, right? It's what you value the ability to do other actions. And since a lot of what I'm already doing is just chucking the media companies at them, and of course, you had kind of an awkward example because it was against Magistrate, but
Yeah.
um, in most of the other test runs I've done, very quickly those media companies just end up over there, and it's part of the process that I'm already like getting my own side. I'm getting my own side set up in an advantage position while also still ending up taxing them in the end. Like I was gonna have to move the buildings anyways. So um and the other thing, I guess, as another argument towards it, um, I don't know how much it was noticed, but because I'm not running any junk buildings, I can prioritize placing my buildings in such a way that I lock off spaces from media. So, for instance, the two buildings that I actually wanted to use were outside of media company,
Yeah,
or
I did
only had
notice
one
that,
available.
which was good. Like,
And
it is good when you can kind of like build those pockets for yourself.
so when you build those pockets, and then the only thing that you need is only controlled by one media, then you can just switch that media, and now there's a bunch of medias in awkward positions that they can't get any use out of, and then one in their face. And they managed to get maybe a net static of one action dice. And in response, they're probably going to have to still spend that too because the media is now in their face, probably in place of their ISB. So, as much as it sounds weird, I'm not saying that media company is necessarily bad, but for what I'm doing, because I need the other buildings, I would rather have them. I think I get a lot more use out of putting them over on the opponent's side and just not playing junk.
Yeah, I find that's, I don't know, a refreshing, interesting take to me. I'm very tired of like, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
whenever I build building lists, I'm always just like, oh no, what more junk can I put in this?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I found, because I get, like, I know people have been trying to use downtowns or power plants as an alternative junk, and I think running one or two power plants is pretty viable on ones that don't come with their own way to do like blast damage. I find having like one power plant right in your opponent's face so you can just run over there and blast it, giving yourself an explode on your blast is nice.
yeah,
Um, the as much as I know, it's not something that I think people are really ready to accept because I will agree it's in a weird spot right now. Um, Especially having read the speculation, Thunderdome, and all of that, people are in a really weird spot where this is a meta. If you don't mind me just ranting a little bit about this because I
I
find
don't
it
know, go
fascinating.
ahead. I'm
So
interested in your take on this.
we're in a unique environment where, unlike most gaming environments, I think it's largely because everyone is so close and the community like is deeply connected with one another. But the players take a huge amount of stock in the playtesters. Their word is God. If they say Morgoth's good, Morgoth's good. If they say Slinger's mediocre, he's mediocre, right? The moment they say that, any concept of innovation is written off. And it's I very much disagree with the notion that they have explored all of the gimmicks. I think people take their word as a almost a sort of Bible and then instantly forget that there's um like they only got a week with it most of the time. They got maybe
Yeah,
six
or they had
days.
like four other things to test at the same time or something like
Right.
that too.
And the notion that because the playtesters said, now I'm not saying that they're bad, like I'm not at all trying to insult them, but the notion that the playtesters say this is meta, so everyone do it, and every single person does it, but then grumbles about it. It's somewhat baffling to me, right? Because usually when you play a game, the top players will say stuff, and you'll get ideas from them. But that doesn't mean that you hard net deck all the time, right? It doesn't mean that just because like imagine how boring Magic would be in a in like your college room or wherever people play it nowadays. Um, Imagine how boring it would be if every single person in that room only played from the last like top 10 worlds. They only bought those entire decks card for card. They didn't do anything unique with it. And then the entire time they complained about the game being solved and disliking certain cards in their own deck. It's not I mean, it doesn't make sense. People can still come up with unique ideas. The reason that people end up in competitive circles, the reason people end up winning Magic tournaments and so on, are because they didn't just follow the crowd. They came up with a specific innovation. They saw issues and they saw their own unique solution to those. I'm not saying my hunter strat is at all it. I'm just having fun. I have a lot of other weirder strats I plan on trying out too. This is just the one for this tournament.
Are
Uh,
you gonna play Sling Oozer next?
I see. I have issues with Sling User because I really want to like him, but this is the reason that I tend to advocate a lot for allowing things to be a little weirder, right? Allowing things to be that kind of like top A class where they have something that is very strong if they play to their gimmick, but they have to play to their gimmick. The problem with
Yeah.
Sling User is that it's so close to having a bunch of stuff that's going on, but it's almost been balanced too hard, right? Like they were afraid that the gimmicks that Sling User would have would make him too strong, so they weakened him in like every other aspect. um, Mostly just I don't like his hyper. I think of all of the monsters, I would dislike being in his hyper the most. I would much rather be in his alpha. I would have preferred a 3 health hyper and just never been in it. Because the alpha is a lot of where the fun is, not because of the Toxos. I think the angle that you want to go at is just using Sling Oozer as a meat shield and
Yeah.
using the weird uses appropriate and making breakpoints really hard to achieve. Um, I was thinking about it, and that's why I kind of swung back to Mecha Maxim, because being able to use hit and run, you have Sling User break the, uh, uh, have them break the screen, have Mecha Maxim move forward, and then use hit and run to get behind Sling User, and just use Sling User as your screen, and just let them trade, because that's what they want to do anyways. They'll get you set it up in such a way that you deal good damage. You're consistently doing 4 to 5 with your Toxos and the buildings and the jurors, and then you force them to take a 3 damage trade on Sling User, who just heals it up, and he just soaks it up. Um, my issue with him is that his alpha is too small for that,
Yeah, because you're not
and
gonna get like too much use out of the alpha, right? If you're only like maybe one,
yeah,
2 turns, maybe. I feel like on most of the maps, I don't like the newer maps, it's like the damage trade is a lot higher, so you're not gonna get that much alpha out of him.
yeah, and as much as it's going to sound weird, I've been thinking of how I could incorporate downtown high rises with him, as much as I don't think it works as well with Sling User, but running downtown high rises I think has a place because you want to stay in that alpha, right? So for instance, if they do 3 different throws into a single, right? So single into single, that puts you 2 below. Or no, because he has 5 health in alpha? Yeah, so it puts you 1 below. Being able to spend your follow through attack, right? So you go do your blast, you move 3, and then the follow up attack is on a brawl on a downtown high rise, putting you back into alpha, and then you can still appropriate, and then you're healing 2. Allows you to really play and force that extra health they weren't expecting. And you're still getting about as much use as you're going to out of Sling User anyways, because he can't clear screens. He's not helping that much. He's just kind of adding 1 damage to your. He's helping by clearing a screen which you could have already done, and adding 1 damage to your other monster.
Yeah.
Which,
But I mean, in the case of like Mega Maxim, where it's like you don't have that super damage or extra damage option, like that could be enough to like make it work.
right, and that's I'm willing to give him a try. I think I will probably run him in the next event, but I think his hyper feels boring. If that's it feels it's disappointing. I think the alpha is almost cool enough to make up for it, but we already have enough ways to break screens that a monster whose sole purpose on your list is to break screens and add to damage kind of deal. Like it's weird to me. I
Yeah.
have to play it more before I actually know. I'll have a better opinion on him in particular. but he's probably got some ideas. I was thinking, I'm a little worried that Conductor ends up being such a good pair for him that it negates the fun of the other pairs, because that's just my suspicion.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't like mean that you couldn't play him with other pairs. It's just like,
It's just going to be kind of silly not to.
yeah,
But also, I'm struggling to come up with why I'm not running another monster over Sling User. And I don't
the
like
real
that feeling,
question.
because I absolutely love Sling User's visuals, and I love the concept, and I love working with, like, it's just frustrating, you know?
Yeah,
But
I mean that's also kind of how I feel with like Phobos. I'm
mhm,
definitely a Martians fan, and I feel like the only
understandable.
Martian that's really playable right now is Tharsis, which is kind of frustrating.
I
I mean,
mean, I don't. Yeah.
yeah, I mained Ares for a long time, and it's just,
I mean,
I feel like
Ares is
especially with
kind of
the,
sick. I've always been a fan of Ares. I think the ability to screen clear in alpha it makes for some of the most fun gameplay.
yes, but with, I don't know, like I found with the proliferation of the media companies, it's like everything that Ares does is just like hammered by that. Plus, like the magistrate, it's
Mm,
like
let me read him again.
everything just
'Cause,
kind of snowballs, and it's like, well, the things that I want to do, I just can't.
I mean, Magistrate is annoying, but the thing about Magistrate is that he can only do it once, right? And I know that can still be frustrating for Ares because she really wants to abduct. But having a building list that gives you 5 to 6 different viable actions on your turn, because like as an example, right? Let's say you're playing Ares, you move forward to do the abduct, and they go to my brain's fried. The word. It's objection. Yeah, they go to objection it. And trying to say counter it. I'm like, that's not the word. But they go to counter it, right? They've now spent a power dice and likely an action dice because people are still running medias. They've spent that. You haven't spent anything. So you then spend one action to swap places with an ISB, pushing a reclamation facility into position, and then you just screen clear with the reclamation, and you get the recycle. And now they've spent resources. You got to reposition the building. You got the screen clear anyways, and you got more power dice out of it. And I'm not saying that that's always viable, but there's often, if you spread the building list and look for those kind of actions, a lot of them have relatively strong niche purposes, but sometimes those niches do overlap. And building yourself a base on your side that gives you those overlapping actions where you can really just force things is now making the magistrate spend resources and get nothing out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. Or
And that's almost where not Statue of Liberty, but that's where being able to have those weird buildings, like even one of the things I've been running as a tech choice, right, is to stick a single Bastion lander, which I don't see in most lists, not even protectors lists. But while I get why using it as a pseudo junk building, where it's not in a place where the opponent can use it, right? It's sitting kind of awkwardly in the middle of the board. It's not valuable enough for them to take it, but it's also out of the way enough that there is no point in breaking it, and it's undervalued, right? No one cares about the thing. So it will sit there the whole dang game until you need it. And then you either ISB it or you UCI it. And the fact that you can do either means that if you're fighting against the magistrate, they screen themselves with your unit, right? You say, okay, I go ahead and use UCI to move it 2 spaces. They go ahead and counter it. You can then go and switch in a reclamation facility to eat it. You can then
Yeah.
so like there's all sorts of weird ways to get around the magistrate, and you're technically not paying anything to do the action that they have to counter.
Yeah. So it's not
Having a
like you're necessarily
constant power sink,
losing those dice.
right? But I'm not. That's not me saying that magistrate isn't strong. They're strong,
Yeah,
but
you just have to play around it.
mhm. Well, and then the other thing that you get to look forward to, right? Because it is annoying. I'm not saying it's not annoying. It is annoying, but you get the trade-off of the fact that when you look at magistrate without objection, they have what looks to me like the worst hyper in the game,
Yeah, it is not.
and it's you have an entire 6 health where magistrate is basically Ulgoth, but without his freaking gravity.
like not useful.
Right.
I don't know. He has like no screen clearing.
He has no screen clear. He has some utility. Like he has utility, but in terms of 1v1, Slanguser beats him, and that's saying something. So as much as I get that it's annoying to play around objection, the fact that he is one of the worst, like he's only marginally better than Rastaban as far as like 1v1ing goes, means that you get to kind of look forward to just beating him through hyper, right? You
Yeah.
just kill the other monster, kind of working around objection. You let magistrate kind of twiddle his thumbs over some corner, and then once you've killed the other monster, even if you end up with a 1v1, chances are your monster can probably win that 1v1. It's like I do
Well,
think in a 1v1, like Ares as our example we were talking about, definitely beats magistrate.
yeah. Also, I just looked up at this game and Mograth is already at 4.
Oh, nice. I forgot it's actually played.
I've been working on a crochet project, so I haven't been
Nice.
watching terribly closely.
But yeah, I guess I rambled a lot. But to make a short of it, I still think that there's a lot to explore in the game. I think that I'm not quite ready to showcase it because I have a lot of experience to get. But I'm excited to try to work towards that and hopefully encourage other people to do the same.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you should just go for it,
Yeah, I
honestly.
mean,
I mean, it's
I
like
almost
nice
beat
to have
Relocked.
new it's like nice to have new perspectives, and I don't know, even if like you're not necessarily winning every game, like that's not the
Mhm.
end all be all, right? And like some of
I
the
mean,
people in TTS are really good too, so
with a little more practice, I'll probably get those too. It's just a
that's
matter
fair.
of learning from the mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I do kind of feel like that's been one thing that's harder for me on TTS is just like learning takes
It,
longer.
it is definitely harder to get anything useful out of a TTS match because it's disorienting. But it's a process. Learning something. I mean, again, there were a number of like tiny mistakes that led to the match with me and Relocked, but it wasn't the list's fault. It wasn't not running media's fault. If that makes sense, right? Like, I've been in enough of the like post match discussions to hear people be like, "Oh, it was just because of media company." And in those games, because they're playing to this already established meta, yeah, people are getting choked out because they're running a bunch of things that struggle against media company and then suffering for it. And there wasn't a point in any of the games that I played, not the one that I won or the two that I lost even, where the end result was you should have been running media companies. If you noticed from both of Relocked and
Hmm.
Tech.
Yeah.
And that tells me that even with them discussing the meta the way it is, they're recognizing the merit in it, right? Like me running 4 media companies in this would not improve the deck whatsoever. It would strictly hinder it. Having more medias on the board is the last thing that I care about. Oh, I'll keep coming up with random nonsense until I start winning more consistently. As long as I keep going even in tournaments, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've had my ups and downs. I'm not a terribly consistent person, so
I mean, it's okay to not be consistent. I'm very my ego is very pleased that I was able to go positive so far, but like who knows what this one will bring. Um, as long as you're able to get something out of it, I think is the main point.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, even just the fact like just having a close game against Relocked was pretty exhilarating. That was a cool match. Even if I didn't win, going back and forth and getting to enjoy some of the more niche building utility and really getting to use that to try to look for an edge to get over him. That's the kind of really exciting parts of Monpoc. Finding those ways to catch your opponent off guard or move things around. I mean, I don't know. It's just fascinating. I'm excited to see what comes up. I'm excited to see what other people come up with. Um, yeah, just looking to make sure that I don't get bored of the game.
Yeah.
Because I do think if I were to go along with the crowd at this point, I would very quickly give up on the game. I think um, the way that I see other people currently playing the game does not appeal to me.
Yeah, I feel like that's been, I don't know. Like I'm a little tired. I don't know if that's like
Mhm.
the right
Well, I
description of
mean,
things,
if
but
it
it's just like, oh, go ahead.
no, it's okay. If it does excite you, there was a me versus Gearbox match where I Hurricanus got a single attack off. It was Hurricanus Armanex versus the list that you just saw.
Oh my god, I hate Armadax. Did you win?
It came down to 1 health, but the how to explain it? The ability to deal 6 damage with units against Hurricanus is hilarious. The fact that I did more damage with hunters than I did with my monsters is hilarious because that's not what people expect and that's not what people believe is possible.
It's not how most people play the game.
Right. And I'm not saying that that's going to always be fun. I'm already starting to get bored of this one. But there's ways to do that kind of nonsense. I do wish that singles were possible so that I could actually own this list because I'm not buying 6 packs just to get my hunters. I'm not buying a Robo Bontox pack and 2 Spyfly packs just for the single units. uh,
Yeah, that's kind of the
mm-mm.
annoying part. And I don't know when singles are going to come back.
The moment they come back, I will give them money. But it's discouraging. The business practices that I've been seeing are a little discouraging, and I think
Yeah. I mean,
I've
that's.
I've been very excited for Conductor. I've been loving most of the 8, but
Oh, hey, Nick. How's it
Hey,
going?
how's it going?
yeah, expecting people to buy 2 packs is very uh, it doesn't bode well to me. If I
Yeah.
buy 2 packs, it better be because I think it's hilarious or I'm doing something really stupid. It should not be because I have to run a monster.
What's the conversation here?
We went from talking about thoughts on the meta to being worried about the fact that they're now expecting me to buy 2 of a single unit pack with every one of my monster packs.
Yeah.
And
I hate that
there
notion.
is a game happening, and Twisted is also streaming, but I have not been paying terribly close attention.
Yeah,
Just FYI.
No problem.
we were discussing my logic to not running 4 mediums.
Yeah, at some point I remember being told that that decision was was explicitly stated by Faye to be intentional.
Yes, and I the needing to buy 2 unit packs, that almost got me to quit the game. I or at least quit buying things. I don't agree with it from a fundamental standpoint. I think it is such a turn away for new players that
Just DM me. All right.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. I had a person left. Mimi can cast you stuff.
What?
Mimi can cast you models.
Yes.
So they
I
can go fuck themselves if they want extra pack. Just message Mimi or me,
We're
and we
also
can do stuff.
on stream, just to remind you. You
Oh.
want Twisted to redact
Yeah.
that at some point.
They don't know
I
who I
mean,
am.
here's my stance is I would love to own this really stupid list. I thought it was hilarious to play, but I can't afford to buy 9
Should I?
more
Do you
packs to
want me
finish
to
my
send you
list.
some of my 1.0 hunters that I think I have? You can
That
just
would be
kind of like spiff
hilarious.
them up a little bit.
Like,
That
do you need extra hunters?
that 2 spy flies and a robo brontox to finish the list.
We have extra Robobrontoxes we just give you.
If
If you want Mimi to do her thing, just let me know.
all right, because like at this point, my hope was that singles would come back. I was kind of like doing the whole "I'll buy your stuff if you put singles back."
Nope. I think their whole idea is to be as scummy as
I don't
possible.
know, like Relock said he saw something about like that someone like quote unquote confirmed that singles were coming back, but
I
I'm
don't.
not gonna believe it until I see it.
I
So
mean, I'm also the kind of person where like I would like to buy them, but I still have like 4 mispacks that I never actually recorded because I just figured, it
oh,
adds character.
some of their mispacks were really have been, I don't
Yeah,
know,
their
were really
whole
bad for
Ogar.
a while.
Yeah, the
So
Ogar G-Tron ones were horrible.
so
And
they
plus,
made it
like,
up to me in the funniest of ways on accident, which is kind of what's I hate contacting customer support. I just feel bad. I know I should be owed the product, but I'm missing a Blastic Cutter foot because that happened.
oh,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
One of the Tharsis pods is missing. Like the things that stick out of its back.
oh,
Yeah.
are you sure you did? You're absolutely sure you did not
I
lose it?
I triple checked because I bought it, went home, opened the thing to start immediately doing it, and like the first thing I do is glue the whole thing together, and it's not there.
Because I swore mine was mispacked, but then I had just, I don't know, the thing like fell into like a shoe or something, and then I found it like
See,
6 months later.
the way that my like little office setup is, I thoroughly checked just in case, but no, because that was my thought was I have to have just missed. There's no way they mispacked that, right? And then I never went and got the new maps. And then I never was it there were some silly things.
Yeah, I know one of the mispacks I had to file was the one of my rec facilities had like two, I don't know, like there was a part with the wall or something. It had two of those instead of the other part. So
Oh,
it's just like two of the same halves.
yeah.
It's like, well, this isn't useful.
I can't remember what the last one was, but on the extra side, there was oh, and I guess like I still hate the new packaging. I think that digging up the cards to make them almost
Hey, they listened to us though. They fixed it.
they did fix it. Okay,
Yeah, they listened to us swapping the
my
cards around.
poor juror cards are all dinged up though.
Yeah, a little too late.
But on the funny side, when I got my magistrate, I was ecstatic to find that there is an extra head. Specifically an extra like the one that would go on the front.
Did you make it
And
into an extra juror?
so no, because I already bought 2 juror packs, but I don't need 7. But
Are you sure?
I thought about it, but no, I can only see myself running 6. Um, but I had an idea, and I actually can't go back. I can't imagine having to run this model without this edition. You'll have to forgive. It's like mid 4 different paint attempts, so it looks awful right now. But I'll send it to the. We'll do it in Monpoc ship posting. I should try to just So I glued it to the front, and I'm gonna make it look like he's slowly like emerging out of the ground from like a little portal. So like the little land sharks.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And
actually,
it really adds a lot to it.
yeah. Yeah, especially since like there's not a ton of dynamic basing really with this game.
Right, because like it's such a small model that by putting it in the back, being able to use that extra blank space to
Yeah.
have a little guy start to slowly pop out of the ground,
That'd be neat.
it just
I
seemed
like
funny to me.
it.
I did the so when I played War Machine, I did the same thing with the heavy gator kit because for some reason I came in possession of like a gator head and an arm, but not the
Right,
body. So I'm like, screw it. I just got a bunch of like water resin and I just made it look like his arm and head were coming out, like his claw and stuff.
nice.
It actually worked out pretty well. I sold off that stuff, but I'm like, all right, well that's $35 saved right there.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I plan on for my Draken Berserker, I plan on gluing his head to the base upside down and putting a pool of blood so that it looks like someone just chopped his head off or he's fighting without his head. But my Yasheth is missing a wing at this point.
Mhm.
I think I don't actually think I didn't get the wing. I just decided I didn't like having both wings because it was overhanging.
yeah.
So I just didn't put the other wing on. I was like, yeah, here's one wing.
Battle scars.
Yeah.
Oh, this is probably just game here, right?
Start doing finding before I actually go to bed.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I like how one actual Monpoc monster is being used.
1 of 4.
One of four we got there.
Oh, they had the outreach center as the cat tower, which was like
Oh,
the
wait,
stand-in,
Yeah.
which was funny.
which one?
Also,
It was the
the
outreach
outreach center.
center.
Yeah.
We're even.
It got
It's where
destroyed, I
Goss
assume.
is. It's it's where Goss is standing right now.
Oh, I was about to say like I don't see a stand-in or anything here.
What do I do before I actually go to bed? I'll do a run. I still need to.
Are you playing Isaac?
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, I think just
Any
wrap it up soon
requests?
anyway. What for character?
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
decide.
Do Tainted Forgotten.
I think he's the one. I didn't actually bother unlocking him yet.
You think? Yeah.
He's the one thing that's just not even unlocked.
I want to play him just because he seems just so silly.
He does look fun, but that would require me unlocking him.
Oh, he whiffed the attack against Mogaroth.
Oof.
Wait, does Mogaroth keep disruption? No. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay, never mind. That's actually pretty big. Granted, Tharsis being a 4 is like, I don't know. I don't think you can technically come back from that still, especially with Gauls being in the position that she's in. But you get a free cat, a Grizzy kill. Well, Tharsis is going to get ignited.
I don't know what Relocked was talking about.
With what?
I don't know. Relock was convinced that he was gonna be like a dumpster fire going into this.
Yeah, I
I
think.
mean, I'm pretty sure that's both of them trying to be humble, right?
I don't know if Tech was as humble.
Yeah, I mean, he had to roll a little bit more in, or Tech had to roll a little bit more into that, but if he was able to keep one off, he would have avoided. Well, actually, no, you'd have to take 2 off to avoid the double. off of either attack, which is kind of tough, or at least for the leading. Or actually, the leading attack was 10 reds, so and there was only 1 white. It was the steps that eat up everything. So it wasn't happening. I still gotta buy all those buildings. I still have not bought that stuff.
The new stuff.
Yeah, I haven't bought any of the myriads or
Oh.
outreach or anything like that yet.
It's just tough because I realistically have a single person who plays with me live, and
Yeah.
I love getting more into this. I love playing it. I love painting and building the models, but I'm constantly worrying that I am doing all of this for nothing, because like eventually he's gonna get tired getting friggin' squished. not the most competitive. So that's where that what did I say? I'm pretty sure I made Gert a little upset.
Wait, hoops?
But the comment about using Nova.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm back.
Nova's the part of
Yeah.
everything, so.
So what all have I missed?
Welcome back.
Oh, hey, Twisted.
Hello.
Oh, hey,
You've only been marginally paying attention to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Boxy, any requests that's not tainted forgotten?
yeah, let me take a look at what we got. Yeah, do Tainted Maggie.
I've never actually played Tainted Maggie.
Tainted Maggie's weird.
Don't you just like run into people?
Yeah, but like you don't always want to.
I'm gonna actually look at my health bar. Okay, so
You have like
you
two, yeah, like you have like two fake health almost. Like
and
you
then
want to
you
make
kind
sure
of
that
run into people.
yeah, but you have to go pick up the hearts quickly, or they disappear.
Okay.
So it's a little weird. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid.
Cool.
It's one of the
Why
better
did my
mob
health go
items.
back up?
Yeah, so like it becomes a problem when you start like fighting bosses because you can't do that.
Okay.
So you
Weird.
kind of still have. It's good for like room clear early on. Yeah.
What a weird character.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing. It mostly becomes a problem when you start fighting things that have a lot of health. Like early on, it's just like a insta clear kind of. And it also sucks because you're never gonna get a devil deal or god deal.
Don't these not count? I thought.
I thought they do. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think as long as you keep above the like temporary health, ooh, that's nice.
Huh. The damage. Holy shit! Never mind. Oh, you have the same mod. I love that mod.
Yeah. All right. Cinder's
actually-
probably in the center and then right here.
Yeah, I guess blue hearts are probably not that great, right? Because you lose.
They also look temporary, which is a little weird.
Yeah. Placebo.
That's
That's not. Oh, because you get the whole 2 items. Okay. They nerfed
oh, they
placebo.
do stay
though.
there. I wonder what that means. Do you keep them as long as you have temporary health? Maybe is that how that works?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's try.
It sucks they
This.
nerfed placebo.
Okay, you do lose them. I don't really get what the point of soul hearts are then.
Yeah. There. I guess there is no point.
Exhilarating.
Yeah.
So this is just Samson, but I don't have to spam click,
Yeah. It
and
saves you the
it's all
effort.
the time. Yeah, it's just a more fun one.
I like how you get anemic too.
So I feel like Sacrum should just be a free play, right?
Oh, which one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oops.
What if you could like leave the room and just use the current health and it just like leave and come back and get more?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. You don't want to get those 30 coins. So you're right. If you go past that amount, you
Oh,
lose
it does.
your.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably should have done that and been more careful considering. Oh, nice. Okay, that's okay.
It's all good. You're doing the sacrifice thing anyway. Which actually, does that work if you lost your initial set? I don't know.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, some more useless hearts. Let's go.
Oh no,
I guess
it's
it's
been
not
nice to
useless
die.
if you have like 2 red hearts and you don't want to lose your
Well,
deal.
being at a half a soul heart is nice for sack rooms because you can't actually take red heart damage while you have soul hearts.
Sure.
So you can
Yeah,
get an
you get
extra
an extra free one in.
Also, just get it.
Oh, look at that.
We'll go in because we might as well use this.
I like how the standard Maggie strat and the tainted are practically the same with the sacrifice rooms.
Oh, I should have used this before. Oh well.
Keep kind of throwing me because Tech is playing Maggie.
Well, you should just know what we're talking about. All right,
Oh yeah, true.
so we get another 4 plays. We should be able to get up to the max soul hearts. I just don't think that actually does anything for us.
I assume Tech is about to kill Brizzy, but not
He
entirely
has
sure
to,
what he's
right?
doing.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh, right. Tharsis has beat back in Hyper, doesn't he? Or she in this case.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's what.
So
That's
That
don't
punch
even
does
need
not
to
do as much
throw.
as I thought it would.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
I was
kind of
thinking
excited
throw
for it to
too.
do stuff.
To be fair, this is your the weaker angel anyway. Or not weaker, but the easier to predict one.
Yeah.
I guess the other one's predictable, it's just more annoying. This one's just kind of simple. Until it
The
starts
other one you have
spawning.
to actually pay attention to the hands.
Yeah, this one's just like, oh, don't stand in front of it. I think the wig is going to be doing work here, assuming that you're actually going to spawn spiders with that luck upgrade.
Yeah, that is my hope.
That was like the only, I think, thing you got going for you here.
It'd be nice to have damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So we'll come back to that. That's soul hearts or coins.
You get your item room too. Go bigger brain, go planetarium.
That's sacrifice. Oh,
Oh, all right. Nah, take that back.
yeah.
Wait, does that build towards spider baby?
I want to say so. I'd be very surprised if it didn't.
Because I don't think
Yeah.
does wig go towards spider baby?
No, wig is a mom item.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like I don't know if there's any split items.
So
1+1.
Relock could probably like step to Hyper so he gets Annihilate
All
and
right.
then
Oh, you're not
kill
gonna bomb the little
Mogroth.
dude and then try to buy that random pill and bank on placebo being useful.
I'm just gonna go do one more sack room, I think.
Never mind.
We might as well do. No, it's a waste. We can get it later. The other key piece. Do Mega
Yeah.
Satan or something. All right, so we have 5 coins. We might as well. Like you are right.
Why they have to nerf placebo? Used to be good.
Yeah, they got it just completely.
I don't understand why too, because it really like wasn't. I mean, it was almost double nerf, right? Because they added all these pills that are like not useful, and then they also nerfed the like cost of it. So like I don't know, they really brought down the hammer on it for no reason.
Yeah, I don't even really like it that much.
No, it's just kind of silly, like when you got like balls of steel with it, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like, And this is just Book of Revelation, but better. But they didn't apparently like that. But then again, it takes more effort to set up, so like inherently that should be the way it should work. But
Well, we'll figure something out.
yeah, it looks like Grizzy bit the dust there and did a body slam. But I mean, I don't.
No, it wasn't a
Mogoth
body
can't
slam. It was
die,
a
but he a
beatback.
two-turn kill.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Tharsis had beat back.
yeah, Grizzy died to beatback, and that's what I was saying. At this point, Relocked. Oh, Relocked has flight. He can't step into hyper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
there's
don't.
not a lot that he can do. He can take Mogroth down to 1, and
Yeah,
he
but he could
needs
just
to,
chain. He has to chain 2 turns unless he's going forward to Tharsis.
which maybe, but even then he still has to. He's still gonna have to chain. I'm not really sure what's going on here.
I'm assuming he's going for Tharsis because that means Mogroth has to step across fire
Yeah,
to close the gap and really do anything. Um,
well, but I think he may have paid 1 extra for steps on accident there. Uh,
so here's wait, is there a um no, there's no incombustible building on the oh yeah, there is incombustible building. So if, all Jeff has to do no, you have to do yeah, so Jeff all he has fuck, you can't repair twice.
no.
He doesn't have an extinguished model, does he?
He's playing destroyers. We don't have extinguish.
Yeah, you got Spitter.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I
You
guess
got
we've had.
Spitter.
Hey,
Yeah, like I said, we
Hold
don't
up.
have extinguish.
Hold up. Disrespecting Spitter.
Says the Cthulhu player. I know, right?
I know.
Shocking.
What is wrong with you?
What kind of Cthulhu player are you?
One who knows better than to use spitters.
No, I
Yeah.
literally just play Cthulhu. Like, not Lords of Cthulhu. Singular Cthulhu.
No, given that spitters are one of the oldest units in the game, I'm surprised I forgot about them.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, in a moment of sheer brilliance, when I was designing the strategy I'm working with now, I forgot that Robobrontox even exists. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
how can I actually get more
I
dice?
mean, I
yeah.
feel like that is a fair assumption.
I
Remember
do
back in
think.
Shadow Sun where you used to send them through and just park them? Like, it wasn't even good, but it's funny because then you just can't do anything to it next to a Shadow Sun. I forget who did. I think Mimi did that to me once. It was a flex move.
I think I ever had a Robo Brontox in my list. I feel like I tried it once and was like, nah.
I mean, I don't consider it very fun, but it makes things more consistent for me, so we're working with it.
I like the idea of it, but yeah, I've never found a situation where I thought, well, this would actually be really efficient to
If it
have.
was 1 cost,
Yeah, no, if it was 1 cost, it would be fine.
just remove feedback and just give it 1 cost. I'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
Could take away a defense too. I don't.
I mean, let's be realistic. They'd probably leave feedback and take away intensify if they made it 1 cost.
Yeah, and then it would lose all interest.
I know. It would lose its purpose. Uh, okay, so right now, Relocked is powering up to 3, yes?
Yeah,
So he's gonna
Tharsis
power up
really
to
can't
6?
escape this
Yeah,
unless
no.
because like, you have TK still available and Gosmal, so you can't like build a Terra and shift. It just doesn't really work out super well.
Yeah, no, you
Um,
needed to find a way to disrupt the double and kill the command ape. Force
yeah, I
him to
don't.
only have 3 dice.
The one way
Oh,
to
well, he's
also
still
avoid it,
trying to body slam then.
yeah, I don't think besides just like stripping every single power die and making him roll like a really low odds, like that is your best bet, right? Like hit the
Yeah,
bottom
and
right
that's what I
corner.
was saying. If you were able to disrupt the double so that he didn't get either of those dice, So like
Yeah, I don't. How do you get the
kill.
media though? I don't think.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you could kill the interceptor and the command ape, or the repair truck and the command ape, either way, kill both of those, and then he's stuck making a what 2-4-3 attack.
Yeah, which I mean, to be fair, he did miss an attack earlier, so this would be prime time to not miss another. You know what? If I were Jeff, I would almost try to save dice to do a media. He could have pulled an action die and just made him roll 1-4-3, which seems pretty horrible.
Yeah, could have used that propaganda.
I'm sorry, it's 4 blue, not.
Actually, yeah, propaganda would have been a
Okay.
good move too.
Although, granted, propaganda would have mattered, but here,
No,
2020.
1-4-6 probably wouldn't have mattered all that much.
Yeah.
But But yeah, Jeff needed to take him down to only having the 3 dice to try and body slam with.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to bring this back.
Not now.
No, like.
He needed to force a miss or do his
Unless.
best to.
Yeah. Like.
Volners, how many units did you shoot me with? Or how many times did you successfully shoot me with units?
I think I was actually the least successful against you out of all the people I've tested it with. I think I only
Yeah.
hit you like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's still
I've-
like
I did the
way
math.
higher than
I had it
everyone
on the
else.
monster room. None of those were above a 30% hit.
No, they were. They were higher than you think.
I put it in.
Not giving enough credit to those extra blue dice and then the reroll and then the -3 defense and the.
You didn't have the
It's-
rerolls in most places, and
Yeah,
you didn't
I
have a
believe that I had the
-3
reroll
defense
though.
in most cases either. So hitting the 6 was only a 34 on 1-5.
Right.
And
Against
you rolled
you, I
that
think
a lot.
those were probably the worst odds I've ever played with.
Yeah.
Typically I'm rolling against like a 3 because I'm fighting like an 8 health monster and I've got Globicus giving a minus and I've got Morgoth giving a minus. And,
Yeah.
like, typically I'm either dealing with a 4 or a 3. I could not get that set up against you. Mostly just because we were playing like totally dinks with the friggin' buildings.
Yeah.
And I need those.
Yeah, well.
It was rather rude, honestly.
Well, and part of why I kept letting the UCI go off is because you're spending a white and a red,
Yeah, that's fine with
and
me. I'll
I'm
pay that.
responding with just losing a single white. So for me, that was a resource gain,
Mm-hmm.
especially with how far up you were, at least in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The problem was just which buildings I ended up losing at the.
Well, and I wanted to do my best to not let you have the high rise. The security bunker was a good play that I didn't really see coming.
I mean, I'm sad I didn't get another. I didn't really get another use of construction yard at all. I had so many things I was planning to do with that thing.
Well, and that's the thing. I kept forcing you to not have the dice to do anything with it.
Yeah.
That was the whole goal of, well, sure.
I mean, I
you
just
can...
needed to commit to a different strategy earlier.
Yeah.
I kept thinking I could still do what I wanted to do.
It happens.
Looking back, unless I missed this, when he threw Jeff into the double building, how did he retrieve Grizzy next to him?
That's what
Oh,
retreat
it's a
does.
throw power attack too. My bad. My bad. Yep. Sorry. I thought it was the top part. Yeah. It's base to base. Right. Yep. For some reason, I just always saw it with SWAT, not just the throw. So wait a second. That's
I don't like running Mogroth all the way over there either and taking a damage like that.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's really any way to avoid like
I
this
don't even think
outcome.
Relocked having a miss right now would save him.
No, especially after Tech missed too.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
just kind of like, all right, well, that's the nail in the coffin. But yeah, it just
Yeah.
there's a way to avoid it.
I'll be honest, I kind of expected to get back from the walk and they would already be done, just because they play so quickly normally.
I mean, it felt like it was going so fast. Like, I wasn't really paying attention, and I was like, oh, Mogroth is at 4 already. What happened? Mogroth was at 4 at like the beginning of the game.
Wow.
It's just a handicap that Tech set for himself. He needs
Relocked
it.
is not the person you set that handicap against.
That's just how confident he is.
So it's total bullshit, but I'm willing to lie and say that letting you force me to power up for 0 was the handicap I set for myself.
Oh yeah, of course. Because you needed it.
But, well, yeah, I mean, I won the last invitational. I have to give everyone a
Mhm.
handicap now, right?
Oh yeah. That's why I specifically asked you for a handicap at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why I missed, like, that's why I missed 5 attacks against Chaos, you know? Yeah, at the start of the game, I think I missed 2 monsters and 3 units.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was every turn that I made an attack for the first 5 attacks, I missed at least one of them. Which, was a little annoying. Kind of frustrating.
I'll be right back.
I don't believe you.
Hmm.
They can say being a playtester is not actually that big of a help all they want, but when 3 of the top 4 is a single monster, we say that's a problem. 3 of the top 4 are playtesters. One of them, whom says he's really bad at this game. I kind of feel like we can apply the same logic there.
I don't think you're wrong. So who's in the top 3 of this event so far? The usuals?
Well, this is the top 4 round, so yeah, Mung Mung, Relock, Tech, and I don't remember. I think Vicarious?
Mike, yeah.
I mean, he would be the usual.
Yeah.
It's either him or Marin, I'm sure.
Yeah, when is it gonna be Marin's game? Or Marin's tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah,
I feel like
it's
they always have interesting ideas, but then
they do.
what happens? I don't know.
Well, they're running odd ideas, and that's kind of the same thing that Salamar runs into. It can work, but it's a harder path.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. And yeah, it's Ireland, Mung Mung, and Relocked Tech. So yeah, like you said, the usuals, minus Tech. Well, and is this the first time Mung Mung's gone 4-0 or XO in a while into the top 4?
No, I think he has one other event or two actually.
I feel like it's
Okay.
been a while though for Mung Mung.
Yeah, I
Can't remember.
feel like he's taken an early loss in the recent ones and then, gone undefeated in the X1 bracket.
Yeah.
Well, this looks promising.
He's a strong player and a lot of fun to play against.
Yeah, I got to do a small match against him. It was pretty fun. I don't think I've had a proper match.
Yeah, I feel like there was a while where all my practice games were against Mung Mung, so then I was like picking up some of his play patterns.
Yeah, like every other tournament I've challenged him. I think it did wonders on helping me improve.
I always feel like Mung Mung has good after game insights too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since he won a tournament too, so I think of the 4 people up there, I think I'm pulling for him.
Oh, did the game end? Did I miss it?
Looks like it, and so did I.
So did I.
Oof,
Guess we're not very good spectators.
Tech didn't even get a single point of damage on after that. Relock, the game's over. You can stop freaking out moving your hand around.
Spazzing out.
Well, he does that during games so that you can't tell what he's looking at.
Is that the strat?
It is his strat, and I'm like, sure, whatever. I just set mine
Just
off to the side and use my finger to count things out.
that's what I do too.
If you think my mouse is where I'm looking, well, too bad. Oh, Mung Mung. Sorry, man, you're getting on just as they ended.
Oh, is Mung Mung logging on or something?
He literally just connected.
Oh.
Back.
There is another game tonight though, isn't there? Hey Mung
Garrett.
Mung.
Hey,
Hello.
what did I miss?
Uh, well, um, Relocked won. And I'll be honest, I missed a lot of the game too.
There were a
Are there
couple of big misses, I
Yeah.
think on both sides.
Yeah. It is streamed, so you can go back and rewatch it.
Okay, cool.
So the Dice Gods did win that game.
Yep. Tough to win when with a 92 and a 94.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that game was definitely not the cleanest player winning. Like, I just happened to roll less misses. That was it.
I'll be honest, I missed most of it. I set the stream on and then went for a walk.
Yeah, I was just able to join my other evening game wrapped up.
Yeah, I mean, we also that was an hour-long game, so
Yeah. Yeah, it happens.
With 34 minutes left on Relocked's clock.
Like I said, not the cleanest player winning this game. Just
Yeah.
the luckiest.
there was also a period where I was looking at another tab, and so I lost like 2 or 3 minutes off the clock. But yeah,
No. Oop.
I respect the claw gameplay. Owners.
Was it the right play? No.
No.
Was it the play I made anyways?
I get battery for no items. Let's go.
Yeah.
Why can I have battery and backpack?
Well, I have to figure out how to get.
That door.
There's a bunch of keys I gotta get. In here. That's maybe.
The 2400 the same as
Flash drop these.
0 in military time?
Say it again?
Is 2400 the same as 0 in military time?
Yeah. It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I thought.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, Garrett and Gearbox are starting midnight Eastern.
Okay. Oh.
Alright. Well, that's where my luck ends. There's like 4 golden chests.
Your planetary chance is all gone.